Hi, good morning everybody. In this video, we are going to look at R Markdown code for multiple regression using the backward elimination method. So this is the example that we have considered in the past where we are looking at absenteeism in the company, and we are trying to see and understand the factors for this absenteeism using several independent variables such as complexity of the job, pay scale, seniority in the company, age of the person, and how many dependents they have. We already looked at the forward selection technique for absenteeism, for reviewing multiple regression for absenteeism using this Excel data. Now we are going to look at the backward elimination technique in R. The main difference between the forward selection and backward elimination is very simple. We have the same code for, I hope you already practiced the forward selection technique. And once you practice the forward selection technique, almost the same code. In line 57, we are reading the same CSV file with the absenteeism data. And 61, 62, 63 are very similar to the forward selection method. We fit all the variables into the model, all the independent variables into the model to determine the dependent variable, which is the absent variable in the Excel data file that we have. And we save that as absent fit all, in absent fit all. The main difference between forward selection and the backward elimination is in line 73. In line 73, we have the OLS step backward underscore P method, ordinary least squares regression, backward elimination method. This starts with the model that includes all variables, and it has the PREM equals 0.05. So the second parameter, unlike in the forward selection, the second parameter is telling us what's the p-value above which we could remove that variable. So it's going to, that p-value you could specify in the second parameter for the ordinary least squares regression. And details equals true means that the details, the inner workings of this ordinary least squares regression, backward regression technique will be printed as it goes through multiple iterations. In Excel, you are doing this all by yourself. And in R, just this one line of code accomplishes the OLS multiple regression. Excel uses the OLS ordinary least squares regression, but whereas R provides multiple methods like we talked about before, and those multiple methods include the AIC method to arrive at the model. And the AIC method is given here through the step method we have. So the step method once again starts with all the a model where all the variables are included, and the direction, you have to specify the direction in this case as backward, and we get the step method's results and we save that into this variable stepwise. We print the stepwise so that we see what the regression model is. So the backward elimination method, we have two different ways of solving this in this line of code. One is on line 73 using ordinary least squares regression, and one is on line 77 using the AIC method. Sometimes both these methods might give very different results. Sometimes they might match exactly, but AIC method is somewhat more advanced, more sophisticated. So this method may not always correspond to what you see. So that's why you might not see, if you are using the step method in R and you conduct the same multiple regression in Excel, you may not see the results matching because Excel uses the ordinary least squares regression. Then the last couple of lines, AV plots and plot, they are showing these the results of the backward regression technique stepwise pictorially. So it's the code itself is fairly straightforward and it is much simpler than Excel. I hope you can appreciate that. We are simply reading this data file. We are getting a linear model with all the variables. We are starting with that linear model and we are either using the OLS method or the AIC method using step to complete the multiple regression. Last but not least, if you run this code using the knit function in RStudio, you should be able to see the results as an HTML page produced by this R Markdown code. So without much delay, I invite you to experiment with this code and then also work on other examples given in your assignments.